In a twist of fate that reads like poetic justice for the British royal household, Prince William has dealt what many see as a calculated, fatal blow to Meghan Markle's already crumbling public persona. The heir to the throne has appointed none other than Jason Knauf, the former royal aide who formally accused Meghan of bullying palace staff, as the new CEO of the prestigious Earthshot Prize. The timing, the symbolism, and the devastating implications are impossible to ignore. After years of silence surrounding the internal chaos allegedly unleashed by Meghan during her short royal tenure, the man who bravely put her conduct on official record is now publicly elevated by the future king himself. And Meghan? Sources close to the palace say she is seething. But this isn't mere royal gossip, it's a decisive shift in power, reputation, and accountability. Jason Knauf is not a peripheral figure. He was the communications secretary for both Prince William and Prince Harry, as well as their wives, during one of the most turbulent periods in recent royal history. As a trusted senior aide, Knauf had first-hand access to the dynamics behind palace doors. In October 2018, he filed a formal complaint alleging that Meghan Markle bullied two personal assistants out of the royal household and was actively working to undermine the confidence of a third. These were not anonymous allegations. They were official, detailed, and damning, so much so that Buckingham Palace eventually opened an internal investigation into the matter. The fact that William has now publicly elevated Knauf to lead one of his most high-profile global initiatives sends an unambiguous message. The future king is not only standing by the man who risked his career to expose internal toxicity, he is reaffirming the validity of that complaint by aligning him with a prestigious and purpose-driven royal brand. For Meghan Markle, a self-styled crusader for compassion and female empowerment, this is nothing short of a reputational disaster. Let's be clear, this is not rumor or speculation. Knauf's allegations were substantiated enough for Buckingham Palace to quietly launch a formal inquiry, an extraordinary move given the Crown's historic reluctance to air internal strife. That investigation, concluded in 2022, remains shrouded in secrecy, with its findings never officially published. But in a striking development, it was widely reported that measures were taken internally to improve HR procedures and staff protections. That alone suggests the palace found merit in Knauf's claims, even if they chose not to publicly humiliate Meghan by releasing the full report. The implications here are vast. Meghan has built her entire post-royal identity on the narrative of being a misunderstood outsider, a modern, progressive woman who was allegedly crushed by the archaic machinery of the British monarchy. She has painted herself as a victim of institutional cruelty and racism, culminating in that infamous 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview. Yet, the appointment of Jason Knauf undermines this carefully curated image with cold, hard reality. If Meghan truly were the target of relentless bullying, why would her most outspoken accuser now be embraced and empowered by the palace? Moreover, this development shatters the illusion that Meghan's critics are motivated by mere bias or tabloid gossip. Jason Knauf is not a royalist sycophant. He worked for Meghan and Harry. He was part of their inner circle. His decision to raise a formal complaint came with considerable risk. The fact that he was willing to go on record speaks volumes about the severity of the situation. His re-emergence in such a powerful capacity is not just a career move, it's a royal endorsement of his integrity and a veiled condemnation of Meghan's conduct. Adding to the irony is Meghan's ongoing public crusade for compassion. Since stepping back from royal duties, she has launched podcast series, Netflix specials, and charity ventures centered on empathy, mental health, and kindness. But critics argue that these efforts now appear hollow, if not downright hypocritical, in light of Knauf's historic complaint. How can someone who allegedly reduced multiple staff members to tears credibly position herself as a global ambassador for kindness? The Duchess of Sussex has denied all allegations, calling them part of a calculated smear campaign conveniently timed to derail the impact of her Oprah interview. A spokesperson claimed Meghan was saddened by this latest attack on her character, particularly as someone who has been the target of bullying herself. But her refusal to address the specific allegations, let alone apologize or express regret, has only intensified skepticism. And with Knauf now at the helm of one of the monarchy's most prestigious philanthropic endeavors, her denials appear increasingly fragile. Prince William's Earthshot Prize is not a vanity project. It is a globally respected initiative that honors innovators solving environmental challenges. Its leadership must be unimpeachable, credible, and inspiring. By appointing Jason Knauf to this position, William has not only placed his trust in a man with a proven record of organizational excellence, he has sent a not-so-subtle message to the world about accountability and truth within the monarchy. And let's not ignore the strategic brilliance of this move. Meghan and Harry have spent the last 4 years attempting to craft a parallel royal brand in California, trading on titles they've long disavowed and monetizing their grievances through lucrative media deals. But William, with one appointment, has reminded the public of where real authority and integrity reside. In elevating Knauf, he has reinforced the royal family's commitment to truth, even uncomfortable truth, and shown that service, not self-promotion, defines their ethos. The contrast could not be starker. While Meghan continues to posture as a misunderstood heroine nursing imagined slights from an institution she barely served, William is quietly building a global movement around substantive causes. His decision to place Knauf in charge of Earthshot's future is a masterstroke, not just of governance, but of reputational warfare. In truth, Meghan's reaction, reportedly seething at the news, should surprise no one. This is more than just an appointment. It's a public vindication of a man who stood up to her behind palace walls. It's a reminder that not everyone was willing to remain silent in the face of alleged abuse. And it's a sobering indication that, for all her media savvy and global interviews, Meghan Markle cannot control the legacy she left behind within the House of Windsor. As Earthshot prepares to enter its next chapter under Knauf's leadership, the symbolic resonance is impossible to ignore. Meghan may still enjoy adulation among her fans and Hollywood echo chambers, but in the halls of royalty, where actions matter more than PR, her legacy is being quietly and devastatingly rewritten. And this time, the pen is in Jason Knauf's hand.